Hi, for those of you who are new to the channel, let me introduce one more time that I am doing a series of lectures on a course of raw food diet. Now coming to today's video, did you ever wonder how long the raw foods can be stored for a few days or few weeks, forever? So let me talk about how long raw foods can be stored in different categories. So what is the easiest? The easiest is just eating the raw food by itself, right? If you take a banana, eat it all by itself, that's a category in itself. If you take a cashew, eat it all by itself, that's one in the same category. Whole foods are to be consumed immediately, excepting nuts and dry fruits. Have you noticed an apple which is cut into pieces and kept aside for some time? Did you notice there is some coloring, there is some kind of brownish coating that happens to the slices of apple after some time, maybe 15 minutes, half an hour, and it gets worse and worse and worse as you keep it outside for long. Why does this happen? This is what we call as oxidation. There are several kinds of chemicals that are present in foods. Once they are exposed to air, there will be oxidation. Once there is oxidation, oxygen is good. Oxidation is not necessarily good. Chemical properties will change and they may not be as nutritious to you as they would have been otherwise. One person I'm familiar with from the southern part of India who goes to Kanyakumari, the southernmost part of India, and stays there for a couple of months doing some kind of meditation to concentrate and understand life and lifestyles better. He says whenever you are eating, you should close your mouth and eat it. When you chew it, the chewing should happen when the mouth is closed. And I think this is to avoid oxidation while you are eating. Eating and talking, chewing with your mouth open is not a good idea. Just as you know that the apples get oxidized when they are left outside, the rest of the fruits and vegetables also, when they are cut, there is going to be an oxidation. It is just that you don't get to see. Because of the color of the apple, you get to see, but the rest of the fruits, you don't see it. Because you don't see, that doesn't mean that it doesn't happen. When it comes to nuts and dry fruits, you can store it for any long and consume it. When it comes to vegetables and fruits, they should be consumed within 15 minutes to half an hour after they are cut. The second category is juices. Juices are the most concentrated form of vegetables and fruits. Consume them within 15 minutes to half an hour of making the juice. Do not get into the practice of making the juice, bottling them, leaving in the refrigerator and consuming it the next day or the next 7 days. What about smoothies? This is the close sibling of juices, right? So you're not removing the pulp, but basically it is the same thing as juices. In this case, it is all the more essential that you consume it within 15 minutes to half an hour. Salads and various other kinds of recipes that we make with vegetables and fruits, cut, sliced, processed, whatever kind. In all these cases, the same rules apply as that of smoothies, juices, and whole vegetables and fruits. Consume them immediately as soon as you make them. When it comes to dressing, there are two different kinds of dressings. One is the dressings which are made from vegetables and fruits themselves. For example, tomato is used as a sauce, as a base, and to that several things are added. In these cases, it's a wet item which is containing water in the vegetable or the fruit itself. Therefore, the same rules apply. If your main food is something else, you are adding it only as a dressing, to spice it up. Yeah, then you can leave it in the refrigerator. They would probably stay for a week or two. If you are making oil-based dressings, for example, you take olive oil or coconut oil and you add up some spices and make a dressing. These can go for any length of time. Oil can remain indefinitely without getting spoiled. You don't even have to refrigerate it. You can leave it in the room temperature wherever you wish, and they can go for any length of time without getting spoiled. Nut milks are nothing but juices in a different way. I have seen that coconut milk stays for about 2 3 days. The cashew milk, almond milk, hazelnut milk, and so on and so forth. These can stay for 4 to 5 days in a refrigerator with a tight lid. When it comes to ice creams and some of the chocolates which you freeze and leave in the refrigerator, they can go indefinitely. You can leave them for several weeks and consume them whenever you please. So, in the case of banana ice creams, you need to consume them immediately. You take the frozen bananas, yes, but then you have processed it in the presence of air, which is having oxygen, in a high speed blender. So they are exposed to air and oxygen. So you want to consume the banana based ice cream right away. Energy balls, the various kinds of dry fruit based balls that we make, almonds, cashews, hazelnuts. You mix these with cocoa powder or dates and whatnot. You make these energy balls. There is no need to refrigerate them. You can leave them in the open shelf. They can stay outside for several weeks, perhaps months also. Easy tip to follow all of this. If it is a wet item which is coming from the juice of the vegetable or the fruit, consume it immediately. Simple as that. If you are having a combination of this with anything else, consume it immediately. If you are taking dry fruits, adding some water and making something out of it, you can leave in the refrigerator for 4 or 5 days, not longer. If it is oil based or the whole dry fruit, they can stay for whatever length of time you please, even outside without any refrigeration. So the big question that comes up is, what do I take to my office if raw foods are to be consumed immediately? Well, the answers are already there. You just have to pick and choose. If you make some energy balls, you can carry them to your office in your lunch box. If you take fruits, don't cut them. Take the whole fruit along with a knife. Use it in the office. Simple as that. Right? Hopefully, I have given some general concepts by which you can understand how long raw food recipes can be stored before consuming them. The idea was to strengthen your fundamentals so that you can use these principles and apply it directly using your own interpretation. There is no need to remember anything else. Thank you for your time. As always, have a nice day or evening, whatever is left for the day or night. Bye bye.